One major news topic to talk about today, and then we're gonna have a little fun discussion. But Bang PD, the founder of Big Hit, the man himself, who
I'm
challenged
HYBE.
the entire K-pop industry. Oh yeah, now it's HYBE. Will be stepping down as CEO. He'll still be a chairman of the board, but he's mostly going to be focusing on producing music.
Mhm.
This is pretty similar. I mean, JYP did this with his company, and Lee Soo-man did it. So, I think they wanted to like build the company up and then like stick with the music. But the interesting thing is Park Ji-won the one who was the co-CEO already?
Yeah, he
Okay.
is.
So now he is going to be overseeing all the strategies and operations. And
Mhm.
since he started, we've already seen HYBE get a lot more aggressive with its buying, with its Western marketing. So I don't know, Sid, you're the BTS expert. What do you think this is gonna mean for HYBE?
Um, Honestly, I hope it just means that the music's going to continue to be good because Bong PD is a great producer, and I like to see like clearly he cares about the music and that's what he wants to focus on. So I don't think it's a problem that someone's stepping up to handle the more business aspects. Now I will say, like, HYBE is huge now,
Mhm.
and they're moving a little, terrifyingly fast. So I hope they don't like end up burning out their artists or like stretching themselves too thin. I really hope they keep up the quality that they've been able to pull off with BTS and TXT. Like every group that they're putting out is really, really good. But I just don't want them to like, I don't know, push too hard, push too far, and then lose some of like their reputation. Like I'd hate to see them fall into doing things the easy and fast way
Yeah.
and lose some of the quality, especially, with like treating their artists. Like I hope they still keep to their roots and really give to the artists the same that they've given to BTS. Like I really think all of them deserve a fair shot. I don't want them to see them become like more of a machine, a corporate machine, and lose some of that integrity that I think they've shown they have in compassion for their artists.
Yeah, absolutely. Now what's interesting too is that HYBE
What?
America will operate under two branches of leadership with Lenzo Yoon and Scooter Braun as the CEOs. So, he will take charge of all US
Oh,
business operations. Wow.
okay. Can I just? They are going in such a different direction. I think things will change a lot as we've already seen them changing. But I remember watching this podcast on Dive Studios, the one that BM and Ashley Choi are on. They recently had an episode where it was like the American Idol industry versus the K-pop one, and they had a guy on there who understood both sides, and he was saying how in the K-pop industry now it's a little bit different, but they used to just have people that in marketing who kind of ran the label, and that's why the music maybe wasn't as great. But then they started doing like in America, the producers and people that are like more musically inclined, they're the ones that have the last approval on the music. So as long he was saying like as long as the producers are in control or a big part of the process, then the music's usually good. And that just kind of made me think about um Hive because now there's someone that's running it that's not a producer like JYP. I'm sure he's still a part of that process, or Teddy, who's with YG.
Hmm.
Um, but that'll be interesting to see how the music continues to play out. I mean, honestly, so far so good. They have my favorite music out of actually, I mean, kind of, but like everything they put out musically, I like. But I just thought that was worth mentioning just to see maybe how the music might change or what's happening now since I don't know if Bang PD is going to be as big a part of like the process of approval, and it's just run by like a business guy, you know?
That's what I think. I think that more of this is like Bang PD is going to be in charge of the music, and the other guy is going to be in charge of the business. So like I think that Bang PD wanted to have more of a hands-on process with music and wanted to step away from the business so that he could really focus on the music. And that's why I think like we might get to keep that musical integrity for the artists that we've seen. And I really hope that that's the case.
Yeah, but I do think they're gonna even move faster and more aggressively. I think that's the goal.
Yeah.
Especially with the US. I think that's their main thing right now. I don't think they would put Scooter Braun on if they, you know, one of the biggest business people in the music game on
ever.
Well, I don't know about it. I mean,
maybe not modern of our generation
of like our music people, yeah, but like it's like him and like Sony Music like are really dominant right now. So I definitely think that is the big goal, is to to be a label that both American artists and Korean artists are under, yeah. But I'm interested to see if they bring any of like the training system or any of that to American pop, because, you know, but since the 90s, the idea of like people singing and dancing at the same time has kind of like, artists like that have kind of dwindled in America.
Yeah.
So clearly we have an appetite for it. You know, with like Beyonce's Homecoming being so big and the way K-pop has kind of blown up here. I'm interested to see if they start, you know, maybe not making groups, but maybe making solo artists, or like not making, but you know what I mean, like molding solo artists into being that kind of thing.
Yeah, the double threat.
Yeah, like, you know, trying to make little Ushers and Justin Timberlakes and things.
I mean, I'm excited to see maybe that there'll be more of an Asian American presence in music the more that they grow. Maybe that'll be some of their focus too. We talk that like there's not much of an, outside of labels like 88 Rising, which honestly is dominated by Asian artists that aren't necessarily American even. There isn't Asian American presence or label in America.
Yeah, so, we've definitely talked about that a lot amongst ourselves, like how often we think of like the lack of Asian representation in music here in America. So I definitely think it would be really cool if they did do some digging there and try and pull that talent here.
Yeah,
here, because there's a lot to offer.
Or, you know, the kind of people who would go to Korea, Asian Americans, or Canadian Asian people who go to Korea to train, you know, maybe positioning them as artists that could do really well in both markets rather than just focusing on making Korean music. That would be interesting to see.
I also think maybe like HYBE is moving, like they don't want to just be like, they're no longer just a K-pop company. It seems like they want to be a main contender in the music market, and they're trying to make space for that. And I think that's really cool. Like, I'm interested to see what artists they bring in. And like, even if they aren't Asian or like specifically Korean, like I'm interested to see, you know, what they do. Like, I think it'd be great to introduce like new artists that can dance and sing to our industry. And I think it'd be really cool if they like were, you know, just whoever they get. I'm just interested to see the talent that they pull.
Yeah.
And who really makes it.
It's going to be interesting. I think they're trying to be a kind of international music giant the way Sony is, because, you know, obviously Sony's in Japan, but Sony Music, you know, that's Mariah Carey for a lot of her career, that was Michael Jackson, that was Prince. I mean, they all hated working under Sony Music, but, you know, I think they're trying to have a similar amount of power, I guess, in that extent.
Yeah, and what a big step for Scooter Braun as well, because Hybe and Scooter Braun management, whatever the heck
Oh,
it's called,
Ithaca.
whatever. They already go ahead.
It's called Ithaca Holdings.
Yeah, Ithaca Holdings
Yeah.
was his thing. They already bought that out, which is why Scooter was brought on.
Yeah, so like this is a big move for American music as well, seeing how the two are kind of married together now. So that'll be interesting to see. Honestly, I'm down only because they make good music. I hope that they, like Sid was saying, keep their integrity and keep pushing forward. As long as good music comes out of it and we see something new in American music, I'm cool with it.